Morning, dear students. I welcome you all to the social class. We have started the second chapter of our civics book, that is Role of Government in Health. Today in this particular session, we will know that why do we pay tax to the government and what the government do with the tax that we used to pay. Now, before proceeding towards our session, let's do a quick recap of whatever we have covered up in our previous class. That will refresh your mind and it will also help you all to understand better. Now, we have known that in a democratic form of government where people used to vote and select their own representative, because in a democratic form of government is for the people, by the people and of the people, and people do enjoy the right of vote. We have known this from our previous chapter. I hope you remembered. Then in a democracy, people do expect government to work for their betterment, to work for their obviously welfare. So in order to provide provisions, the government used to work in certain sector, okay, like education, health, employment, housing, development of roads, electricity, and so on. So these are some of the sectors where government used to work. Why? For the betterment of the nation, for the betterment of the people. So for people's welfare, government are involved in certain sectors, and these are some of the sectors. But in this particular chapter, we are discussing or focusing only on health. So we have also covered up the definition of health. What is health? Health means our ability to remain free from illness and injuries. But it is not only related to disease. It is also related to the environment we are living. For example, if we are drinking pure water and if we are living in a good environment, then we will be free from illness, free from diseases. But if we will live in a cramped condition, then we will be prone to illness. And we have also known that in order to be fit, we should be active. So we should also involve ourselves with exercise, and we should be free from stress. Then here I have shown that health is an important thing for all of us, because without health we can never do the work or anything. And in the picture you can see a person is doing jogging in order to be fit. After that, we have known some of the positive as well as negative aspect in healthcare system of India. India has the largest number of medical colleges in the world, and also India is one of the countries where we have largest producers of doctors as well. Now healthcare facilities have grown substantially over the years. India gets a large number of medical tourists because from other countries also people visit India for their treatment. It means that India is one of the best with its healthcare facilities. Now India is in 4th number in order to produce medicine. So India is also producing medicine and it also export its medicine to other countries. Now in negative aspect, we have known that most doctors settle in urban areas. People in rural areas suffered a lot and they have to travel long distance for their treatment. About 5 lakhs people die for tuberculosis every year, and this number is almost unchanged since independence. 2 million cases of malaria are reported every year. We are not able to provide clean drinking water to all. Half of all children in India don't get adequate food, and they are suffering from malnutrition because they are not getting proper nutritional food. To prevent and treat illness, we need appropriate healthcare facilities like health centers, hospitals, lab for testing, ambulance service, blood banks that can provide the required care and service that every patient require or need. To run such facilities, we also need health workers, nurses, qualified doctors, other health professionals, and we require medicines, equipments for treatment. India has large number of doctors, clinics and hospitals. Despite of all these facilities, we are also lacking behind. Why? We will know that afterwards. Story of Hakim Sheikh. I hope you remembered about the story of Hakim Sheikh, how he suffered 14 long hours. After that he was admitted to a private hospital where he spent lots of money because the government hospital doesn't have space, and with the critical head injury he had to roam from one government hospital to another. Then he filed a case against it in the court. Why he filed the case, the reason behind it, we will know in our today's session. So our topic is, why do we pay tax to the government? Now we will find the answer, and we will also know why Hakim Sheikh had filed a case against his whole situation in the court. So first, you have just revised everything. Now you are clear with the story of Hakim Sheikh. Then we used to pay tax to the government, isn't it? And government, with that tax only, they used to provide us some facilities. And these facilities also include hospitals, government hospitals facility. So Hakim Sheikh had the full right to be admitted in a hospital, in a government hospital where he had visited, because he was in a critical condition and the government hospital can't refuse or deny him to be admitted. But what we have seen in this story, the story is just the opposite of the fact. We have seen in this story that he was not at all admitted in the government hospital, and he at last was admitted to a private hospital, and where he had spent lots of money. Why? This was the scenario of government hospitals. We are paying tax, and with the tax, government are providing facilities, public facilities like defense, police, judicial system, highways, because these are some of the facilities which we can't organize by ourselves. The government have to organize these facilities for us. Then with the help of the tax, what we pay, the government used to develop some of the fund, like they used to provide services in some of the sector like education, healthcare, employment, social welfare, and also government used to give skill development training, that is vocational training, to the people. Now I hope you were clear with the concept that why Hakim Sheikh filed a case, because as a citizen of India he have the whole right to get a proper treatment in a government hospital. So this is the reason why he had filed a case in the court. Now the tax, the money, plays a very important role in relief and rehabilitation. Now what do we mean by relief and rehabilitation? Means during the time of need, the government utilize this tax, okay? They release such kind of fund for the development, for the betterment of the people. So in case of natural disaster like earthquake, tsunami, government used to release such kind of fund from the tax we used to pay. For example, we all know the current scenario of our nation due to COVID-19. But what is the role of the government here? Government is trying their best in order to overcome from this particular situation. Government are releasing funds for the poorer section of the people living in our society. They are also giving free healthcare service to the people who are suffering from COVID-19. So from where the government have got the money? Obviously from the tax we used to pay. Now in space, nuclear and missile programs also, government use this tax only, okay, this money only, in order to provide fund. Okay, now that's all what we have covered up in our today's session. I hope you have enjoyed my class, but before signing out, let's do a quick recap. We have known about why do we pay tax to the government. We pay tax to the government for the welfare of our nation, for our betterment only. So we pay government tax in the form of money, like income tax we pay. Okay, this is also one kind of tax which we are paying to the government, and from this tax only, from this money only, government used to develop the country, because they used to provide some kind of public service also to the people, like defense, okay, police, judicial system, highways, that we can't organize by ourselves. Obviously government only have to organize this. So from where they are getting money? Obviously in order to maintain a defense or police force is not an easy job. So the government get the money from us only in the form of tax. With the help of tax only, development programs are funded. Government also gives services in some of the sector like education, healthcare, employment, social welfare, vocational training. Through the tax only we are paying. After that, we have in our previous chapter discussed about midday meal scheme. This scheme is provided by government only. So this is a service they are giving to the educational sector. So after that, tax money plays an important role in relief and rehabilitation. That means during the time of emergency, government also release fund for the betterment of the people. Now, space, nuclear and missile programs are also funded from the revenue or money that collected as a tax. Now that's all. Thank you for your cooperation, and I hope you have enjoyed my today's session. See you in our next class.